You're watching the Outside Line Weekly Podcast. Alrighty, you guys, welcome to the first episode of the Outside Line Weekly Podcast, the show where we talk all things racing. Today, we're going to keep our focus mainly on NASCAR because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. No guest today. Sadly, our guest couldn't join us on the show, but that is all right. We just have a few things to talk about concerning Indy. We got a few things to talk about with Kurt Busch. We're going to go into the preview for Michigan and just kind of go over what these next couple of weeks in NASCAR look like. I am super excited to get ready for this and to see how it goes. So, I'm sorry if the quality is bad on the podcast. This is my first time doing this. We're learning. We're getting things figured out as we go. So, let's get into this. So, as you probably have seen in the past couple of weeks, driver Kurt Busch suffered an injury at Pocono Raceway. He hopes to be back by Richmond, but still he has Ty Gibbs fielding the number 45 car he has for the past 2 weeks, and Ty will be fielding the car at Michigan. So Ty has had a very, very strong couple of runs, 16th at Pocono, 17th at the Indy Road Course. He's been very strong. He's in kind of a no-stress situation. He's used to high stress situations, especially he's literally Joe Gibbs' grandson. He's been in those high-stress situations his entire racing career, and this is just kind of like, all right, now you get to go out and you get to just get some experience in a next-gen car, get some experience with these Cup guys, and see how you do. And I think 16th and 17th is so impressive for this young kid, especially in his equipment. I'm not saying 2311 is bad, but 2311, their on-track performance hasn't been the greatest. Obviously, they have a couple wins. One was due to rain shortened with Bubba Wallace last year, and then one was with Kurt Busch this year. But 2311, not having as strong equipment as guys like Joe Gibbs, guys like Hendrick, Stuart Haas, I do believe that Ty Gibbs is doing an amazing job so far in his car. Obviously, if we can get a top 10 maybe at Michigan, that would be absolutely amazing. But we're not really at tracks that Ty Gibbs has excelled at. Ty Gibbs excels at the mile and a half. Ty Gibbs excels at the somewhat the road courses. He did win his first race at the Daytona road course, but not tracks like the Indy road course. But Ty has just done an amazing job. He's a great young race car driver, and I'm very excited to see how things go with his last race at Michigan, and possibly if he were to come back for Richmond, if Kurt Busch isn't healthy. I'm excited to see where he would go with that. I do believe that Kurt Busch, I did see a video. He was at the Charlotte FC game. He's doing fine. I believe doctors still haven't cleared him yet. But let's talk about his playoff implications. If Kurt doesn't come back before Richmond, then I don't know how that's gonna look for the playoffs. Oh, I'm getting a text. Gotta silence that. I don't foresee NASCAR, especially if we get more than 16 winners this season. I don't foresee NASCAR letting Kurt Busch race in the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. That doesn't mean he won't. That doesn't mean that NASCAR won't let him race. But it does mean that Kurt will have to, A, this is going to set him back a lot. B, this is going to be kind of a struggle for Kurt. I mean, let's be honest, missing 3 races in a NASCAR Cup Series season is quite a lot. But even missing 1 race in a NASCAR Cup Series season is a lot. So Kurt Busch, the recovery out of this, obviously, I hope that he recovers nicely. I hope the doctors clear him to run these next couple of races, or the rest of the season. But the bounce back from that is going to be very difficult for Kurt. It's been done before. Ryan Newman, when he came back, he did very well in points. He did not make the playoffs back in 2020, but he did come back and he did have a strong fight, and obviously NASCAR made the exception to where if he were to win a race or be in top 16 points, that they were going to let him race in the playoffs. So I have no doubt in my mind that if Kurt Busch comes back before the playoffs, that he will be playoff eligible. But if he comes back mid-playoff, like if he were to come back, the playoffs start, and Kurt Busch comes back the first race of the playoffs, I don't foresee NASCAR letting him run in the Cup Series playoffs. But yeah, that is enough on the 45 team and Kurt Busch. Now let's move on to the drama at the Indy Road Course. A lot of drivers, I've heard Ryan Blaney voice his opinion, Corey LaJoie's voice his opinion. Quite a few drivers have voiced their opinion on how the Indy Road Course race went, and not only the Indy Road Course race, but like just the respect of different drivers at different NASCAR Cup Series races. Drivers, Kyle Petty said this, drivers, like the cars are more disposable than they were in years past. Like Dale Earnhardt took care of his equipment, and because he knew that he had to drive that same car the next week, these drivers are going into it with the mindset of, oh, this car it's disposable. We can just get a new car for next week. So that's creating a lack of respect for other drivers. So putting somebody in the wall, wrecking both of you, like Chase Briscoe did to Tyler Reddick at the Bristol Dirt Race. And I'm not saying that shouldn't happen. I'm saying that there is just a lack of respect between the drivers, and that can cause a lot of controversy in the next few races. Another thing that was mentioned is this is great for NASCAR and the fan base. The fans, a lot of new fans want to see wrecks. They want to see that action on the track. They want to see the controversy. Like, that is what television, that is what media has brought us, is controversy. Like, they want to see that. That is where they get engaged. They don't get engaged by a bunch of guys going around in a circle. That's just not how media is nowadays. They want to see that action. They want to see that controversy. And I really do believe that this is going to be great for NASCAR. But from a driver's perspective, I can see why it is a problem. But yeah, enough on that controversy. Tyler Reddick came home with the win at the Brickyard. His second win of his NASCAR Cup Series career. A very interesting top five. We had Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland with a top five. Very nice. And Bubba Wallace rounds out the top five in fifth. This top five had to do greatly with the last few laps of that race. Chase Elliott obviously wrecked. Ross Chastain got a penalty. Oh, speaking of that penalty, that Ross Chastain penalty, I believe that Ross should not have gotten a penalty for that. I mean, he used his head. He was like, okay, I'm going to avoid this wreck, and I'm going to drive up through the field. And I'm going to drive through this exit ramp, like this entrance, and get back onto the track. And he came out in first. I mean, that is just a very smart play by Ross Chastain. Like, I don't see why not he shouldn't be able to do that. But obviously NASCAR penalized him, and it just wasn't great for Ross. They gave him like a 30-second penalty. I'm pretty sure he ended up somewhere in 27th, I believe. Yeah, 27th. But yeah, a lot of drivers got wrecked out late in that race. So yeah, that is enough for the Brickyard. Obviously, Tyler Reddick, congratulations to you. Moving on to Michigan. There's a few storylines coming into Michigan that I just want to go over really briefly. Austin Hill will be racing for Richard Childress Racing in the number 33 machine. We haven't seen a 33 machine since the Austin Dillon 2013 days, I believe. Maybe Ty ran it in 2014. I don't genuinely remember that. But yeah, that is very cool for Austin Hill getting his Cup debut. That'll be super fun. Lots of guys going into Michigan. Like Ty Gibbs, he's coming back for Michigan. That'll be super fun to watch. Ty is, like I said earlier in the show, he is a very, very talented race car driver. And I think he's going to do great at Michigan. I think Michigan he will excel at, and it's going to be fun to watch. Some other just brief things going in. So here is just kind of a breakdown. So the Cup race is obviously on Sunday. We'll have... But yeah, I'm very excited to see how this next-gen car performs at Michigan. Obviously, we saw it at Auto Club, and it was great. It was a really good race. I think Michigan is going to be better than it has been in years past, and I'm super excited for that. I'm just going to cast my predictions here right now for Michigan. I am personally going to go with the number 1 of Ross Chastain. I believe that he is at that level where he can go out and win more races. He can go out and win on the super speedways, just like he can win on the road courses. I believe that he's going to get a few more wins this season, and I think that is the track that he will win at. And that, compared to my preseason prediction, I had Harvick winning this. Yeah, I don't think Harvick's going to win at Michigan. I mean, he has won a lot at Michigan in years past, but Harvick, just with that 65 race win the streak that he's on right now, I do not see him winning at Michigan. So that is the end of the show. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I thank you all for just tuning in and coming with me for this experience. This is obviously just an experiment to see how things would go. I'm super excited about this show, and I thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, you guys.